everybody, Dana here, and welcome to my very first color along in Daydreams by Hanna Karlzon. And we are going to do the page, sorry, there we go, the frog, the rain frog. And this will probably be broken up in a few different videos. I am a slow colorist, so it depends on how fast we get through this. And I will pop up the things that I need to on the screen for you, of the pencils and things. I'll show you what we're going to do for the background first. We're going to work through that, and then the frog and the mushrooms, and we'll go from there. I don't know if that'll be one video or more than one. We'll see. Anyways, without further ado, let's start off by showing you the distress oxides we're going to be using for the background. I am going to be doing a sunset type thing with my distress oxides. We're going to be using picked raspberry, abandoned coral, and wild honey. And we'll be using these brushes that I got off of Amazon. They're super easy to find, and they're super soft, and they work great. And we have a blotter page so that I don't have too much ink on the brush when I start to work. So bear with me, I'm new to this. I've watched many a color along, but that doesn't mean that I'll do this very smoothly. So forgive me for my first time here. I'm gonna open up the pink first. Again, the picked raspberry. And this is the color right here. And these colors are pretty opaque. The oxide can go on top of like black. I've tried it on top of black acrylic paint, flat black acrylic paint, and black Posca pen, and you can see the color, but it kind of just fuzzes out. I don't know. I didn't care for it, but I don't know if I did it wrong or not. So there's that. So I'm going to take my handy dandy brush here, the big one, and I'm just going to load up the ink onto it like so, and blot off some of that because it is very pigmented. And I'm just going to do small circular motions here in the corner and just start going to town. And I'm going over the raindrops because I think what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and use my Ohuhu glitter silver pen for the raindrops. I think that's going to be cute. I saw some people do on Pinterest this page, and they created their own rain effect, like running down the petals on the frog's hat and down the mushrooms and things, and I thought that was amazing, and it looked amazing, but I don't think that I probably could pull that off, so we're not doing that. So I'm just loading my stuff still as my brush thins out here. And I do have a few different sizes of the brush so that I don't go over too much of the things I don't want to go over, you know. So there's that. Sorry if you can hear the shaking of the bookcase behind me. It's connected to the desk I'm using, so hopefully that doesn't make terrible noises. Okay, slide that there. And you know what? I should have taped off the other page. My fault. We'll just use this here. so that I don't get it on the other page. And I'm gonna make a transition, lightly do some underneath the darker so that we can blend easier for the next color. These brushes are really awesome. Very happy with them, and they're cheap on Amazon if you're looking for them. I don't remember what they're called. I'll link them in the description below if you're interested. I know a lot of you already have this kind of stuff, but if you don't, it'll be in the description. And in a second here, we will grab a smaller brush. Sorry, apparently I can't talk and color at the same time. Okay, we're doing okay. I'm just trying to make it even somewhat. I love these colors, they're so fun. Pretty pretty. Pink is my favorite color, by the way. Okay, we are back, and I just have a plain old Q-tip. Plain old Q-tips. So let me get some ink on that. Let's see if I can get this the way I want it here. It's going to be a little bit harder to even out. Sorry, I keep bumping the mic. Right now I'm just trying to buff that out a little bit. And it helped a little bit, but it's still, there's a little bit dark spots, but that's okay. If you guys have a better way to do this with the Distress Oxide, let me know in the comments below. Because this is so much darker. And there we go. Blend it out with the other side. It still kind of looks blotchy, which I'm not exactly happy with, but well, if you, this is how I'm gonna do it, but if you guys, again, for next time I use this, any suggestions for me, I would appreciate that. At least it's kind of buffing out. I know I got some in the stem there, but I think I can cover that up with oh, you know what I should have done? I'm just now thinking of this. Some people use that masking glue when using this stuff. Is that what you're going to suggest possibly? Where it dries and you can rub it off afterwards and you can just quickly use your brushes over the image and not have to worry about it. That's probably what I should have done, but not for this page. Not for this one, because we don't have that right now. So I am just going to work with what I got. And I think that flower is going to be blue, so it'll easily go over anything that I accidentally get on the petals. Okay, I've buffed that out as best I can. And I think that's good for the pink for now. I'm going to put a tiny bit more over yonder here. And try to be careful not to hit that page. I hope you guys can see this okay. I don't have the best zooming capability, so I'm having to zoom it manually. I hope that's close enough for you for now until I can get my zoom arm extender thing, my bobber that I need. And yes, that is the technical term. Okay, so next color is gonna be the orange, which is the Abandoned Coral. And that's what it looks like. And I'm not gonna wash out my brush. I just kind of, some of you might yell at me for this, but just make sure there's nothing else on the brush, or mostly nothing left on the brush. And we're gonna just use it for the coral. All right, so load up the brush. And we're just going to blot a little bit and start a little bit into the pink so that we blend well, so that transition is there nice and smooth if we can. Nice and smooth. There we go. Get some more on there. Bring it over. These colors are so pretty. It's been fun to use all the different mediums for coloring. So excited to find adult coloring. I've really enjoyed myself doing all of this with you guys. It's been super fun. Next up is the Wild Honey Distress Oxide. Looks like. I might have to go in with the smaller brush again, maybe, but we're gonna try this one. Load the brush up, kind of blot off the excess, and go to town. Ooh, that's bright. Okay. I don't know that I'm going to bring it all the way down. I haven't quite decided if we're going to just make it like dark green behind the leaves and flowers and things. But so I don't think we're going to go all the way down yet until I make that decision. You guys can always chime in what you think would look best in this first video. We're definitely going to have multiple videos because I've already been filming for half an hour and we're not even done with the background. Oh Lord. I guess it depends on how much I edit, huh? Okay. I honestly don't mind a little bit of white around the edges. But this will definitely be easier with that wipe off product later down the road. Okay, I think I'm going to stop right there. Okay. That's going to do it for the background for today. Again, I haven't decided quite yet if we're going to just go all the way down with the yellow to like here and then just do the bottom like for the ground, or if I'm going to go in behind the vegetation with like a darker green. That I might do. But anyways, we're going to leave this here. I might touch up around the mushrooms and around the frog and everything later, but we'll leave that. Let that dry a tiny bit so I don't get it all over my hands, and we will move on to Mr. Frog. Okay, so the frog, I will be using Polychromos pencils, and we will be using 3 greens. The first is earth green, yellowish, number 168. The next will be permanent green olive, 167. And then the third green is chrome oxide green, 278. And I'll put that up on the screen for you guys. So these are the 3 frog colors I'll be using. We'll start with our darkest, and we're gonna go, and it looks like Hannah went ahead and showed us where some of the darker spots are gonna be already. So I'm gonna go with a very light touch, because with Polychromos is a layering pencil, so I'm going to be doing layers. So I'm just going to go in with a very light hand, which is hard for me, so I hold the pencil on the farther back so that I don't push too hard, because I have a very heavy hand with pencils, not by choice, but so let's just start here on his little face, and in small circles, very light touch again. I'm just going to kind of cover these areas that are meant to be darker green. And again, I'm starting with the chrome oxide green, 278. That's our darkest green that we're using. is just put down the first layer of all three greens so you can see where I put those colors and place them. And then I will just quickly go through and layer them up, and we can continue on. Okay, so next color is going to be, again, that's not going to be how dark it is. That's just one layer. That's where my darkest green is going. But the next green we're going to be using is the medium one, which is the permanent green olive. Around his face, his eyes, and his mouth. Not all the way down to his mouth, because that's where some of the lighter green is going to be. Just going to go down a little ways. Again, with super light pressure. This is my first layer so that I can gauge where I'm going to put all the colors. Around his eye. He's going to have a light green mustache, apparently. That, and then we're going to go kind of around the outside here and around. Like so, and maybe just a little bit underneath this shadowy spot here. And do the same on this side. Just a little bit. Okay. Just kind of working right underneath that darker green with the middle green, with the mid-tone, and bringing it in. So everything in the middle is going to end up being the lighter green. The lightest green, I should say. And bring it down on his little hands. So that we only have where the light's going to be touching, you know. A little bit here on his pectorals. Like that, and I think we're going to come down a little bit more. On his chest area. Have a little white patch on his arm. And down the sides of his fingers will be the mid-tone. Like that. Okay. Okay, so now we're going to be using our earth green yellowish 168 And basically just kind of filling in the holes here with very light pressure again. Gonna fill out his lip. Maybe go up a little bit into the mid-green here. So that it doesn't quite look like a mustache. His little cheeks here. And move down into his lower jaw and his chest area. And I might leave a little bit of white there. For the biggest highlight portion. We'll see. Again, this is the first layer, you guys, so it's going to look a little bit like it's liney, you know, not necessarily mixed together yet, you know, but it's just the beginning here. So that I can see a reference about where it all is going to go. Again, always doing the circle motions because that seems to leave the least harshest lines I've found. Okay, I'm going to go back over the dark, middle, and light tones over the frog a few different times real quick, and we'll speed that up so you can see it, and then we'll be done with Mr. Frog. Sorry, you guys, I just noticed that my settings on my camera, as far as the saturation and the brightness and everything, had changed back to default, which is a lot darker than it's supposed to be. And I just filmed most of the frog. So, I apologize, but these are the colors that I'm using. Hopefully you can still tell, based on, you know, the color names and things, that, you know, that's what I'm using, and you can still see where I shaded. So if you wanted to follow me, you still can. It was, sorry about that. I can't really go back, or I would. His eyes done yet. Not quite sure if we're just gonna go with like yellows, or if I'm gonna bling him up. Since I am undecided there, we're gonna wait on his eyes until I make that decision. Okay, I think that is gonna wrap up this video. I do have a question for you guys. Do you think I should go with white Signo, Uniball Signo white pen for the rain, or should I go with that really vibrant glitter gel pen? I feel like the bling probably, and I just would like to know your guys' opinion. There it is right there. It's real shimmery, and I just think that that might be fun on the page right there. And I'm a little concerned about the white changing color in the pink and possibly the coral. I don't want our rain droplets to be pink. So that might be an issue. So I think I might have just decided, but I'd like to know your guys' opinion on the raindrops. And again, also down here, if I should extend the yellow down to like here and then just do a ground, or if I should go behind the foliage and the stalks on the mushrooms with a darker, like a foresty deep green, like there's vegetation behind. One of those. So thank you for joining me for my first video on this color along. There will be one or two more. I'm sorry we didn't get a whole lot done, but we are getting there, and I'm pretty happy with it so far. I hope you have a great rest of your day, and I will see you in the next one.